Alrighty, I'm going to throw it to Zoe.
Okay, hi everyone, and you're all very welcome to this meditation. Feel free to put your cameras off if you like, whatever makes you feel the most comfortable during this meditation is absolutely fine. And we're just going to start getting comfortable, finding a nice, comfortable position. And when we find a nice, comfortable position, this is half of our task complete already, because with meditation is simply mindfulness, and mindfulness is simply awareness. When we say awareness, we just mean what we're aware of in each moment, and this can be our breath. We can just be aware of what we're smelling. We can just be aware of our comfortable posture. And we can begin by just taking some gentle, slow breaths. We can take a nice, deep breath in. And just release this breath when it feels natural to do so. And then we take another nice, deep breath in. And then release when it feels natural to do so. And we'll take one final, deep, long breath in. And then we just release. And we've spoken a lot the past few days around past information. We can often label it as trauma, bad memories, different things. And so if it pops up throughout the day today or during this time meditation, we can just know that it's simply past information coming up. We don't have to feel a particular way about it. We can find comfort in knowing that it's already in the past. It can't hurt us in this present moment. We've already been through it. We can just put our focus on this moment. And if it helps, we can have a suitcase beside us, and every time past information comes up that tries to hurt us, we can simply just put it in the suitcase, fill the zips up, and just let it sit in there, because we don't need to carry it about. And as always, we can pick an object. This object could be a crystal ball, an image of the Buddha, it could be a shell from the beach. It can be anything. It can be your breath. And the point of our object is so that it helps us maintain our focus and our concentration for as long as possible. And every time the mind drifts off, which it will do, we can bring the mind back to our object. And during this time, we're going to think of ourselves as like a little kid, as if our mind was a little kid, still pure, hasn't yet attached any labels or judgments to emotions or thoughts or memories. And so we just look at everything and observe everything today with curious eyes through a child. The kid just sits there openly with no judgment, with the curiosity and excitement to see what it comes across. It's like sitting down for this time. It's almost like an adventure. It's exciting to see what happens, to see what comes up. And we're just sitting there as a kid with our object, and our object keeps us grounded. It stops us from running away when thoughts pop up, when La La Land seems so attractive and exciting and entertaining, when voices in our ear tell us to get up, do something different, to end the call, and we're just observing any of these things that might happen, just curiously, just knowing that they're there, knowing that thoughts are popping up, or voices are popping up. You, as a child, are simply here to sit comfortably, hold your object, and just observe as things float past you. We just sit and observe. If there is very little to observe, that's okay. It can be easier to stay with our object and hold our object. And if there's lots of activity, that's okay too. We just know that there's lots of activity, and we try our best to just sit curiously observing with our object. Sometimes the kid observing will run off with things when they seem shiny or exciting, and that's okay. We don't yell at the kid, we don't get mad at the kid. They're just a kid. It's what we're going to do sometimes. So we just bring it right back to the place where we were sitting. And we be reunited with our object once more. Is this child still in the same spot, or has it wandered off? Has it gone for a wander? And if it has, we just ask this child to come back and just sit once more with our object. And we do this as many times as is needed. Doesn't matter if we have to recall ourselves back to our focus and attention 100 times, that's fine. Doesn't matter if it's 2 times or 100 times. All that matters is we try and bring it back as often as we can so that we can maintain this focus and this concentration. If we feel really consumed by what we're observing, it might be an emotion, it might be a thought, and if we're feeling really detecting that we're very consumed by this, we can just know this, and this can be our object. The reason why we put such a strong emphasis on awareness is because awareness creates distance between the thought or the emotion and us. It helps us remember that if there's sadness that's being detected, it's just that the mind is detecting sadness. It doesn't mean that we ourselves are sad. even if it feels that way. It just means that the mind is detecting it. And when we create that awareness and we tell the mind that there's sadness there, or there's an overwhelming thought, or whatever emotion it might be, it can then help put us in a good system and run the good system. You can stop this thought or emotion from pulling us down, further down. And so it might just feel like we're stagnant, but that's good. We don't want to let the emotion or thought pull us down any further. When we sit to observe our mind, we don't try to control anything. We don't try to stop thoughts from happening. We don't try to stop emotions from coming up. Meditation is not about having a clear mind where there's nothing going on, where there's no activity. Even when we're sleeping, the brain is still working behind the scenes. It's resting, but it's still working. The brain doesn't shut off. And so we also can't expect the mind to shut off. Our only goal is to observe our mind so that we can be aware as often as possible of what's going on, of what thoughts might pop up, of what feelings might arise. Our thoughts are not our own, and our emotions are not our own. So we don't like to judge. We try not to judge when these things pop up. If ill will arises or thoughts towards someone else that aren't the nicest, we don't have to criticize ourselves for that because we didn't create those thoughts. It can feel strange to observe the mind when we aren't used to it, and that's fine. If it's too confusing or we're not sure what we should be observing, you just stay with your object. What does your object look like? What are the details of your object? I am knowing the sensation of tiredness. I know where it's sitting in my body, between my head and my upper half of my body. And so I'm just using this as my object. I'm not judging the tiredness as good or bad. It's just there. It's just a sensation. It's something that I can use as my object. It's something that I can continually know. And so I'm being mindful every second that I know this sensation of tiredness. I don't have to do anything about the tiredness. I don't have to force it away. I don't have to try and make myself feel more alert or awake for now. I can just know it. both the past and the future don't exist. The past no longer exists, and the future hasn't even begun yet. And so when things about the past or the future arise, we can just bring it back to this very moment and know that this moment is the only moment that we've got, and it's the only moment that we're guaranteed. We don't want to spend our present moment regurgitating or thinking or spending energy on the past. We haven't yet met the future, but when we do, we'll have the tools that we need to get through the future. And so for now, we just put our focus on this very moment. Because we only have this very moment, we want to utilize it in the best way possible. And being aware is the best way that we can utilize it so that we can be mindful, so that we can be present. as we come towards the end of this meditation, we just take a moment to relax. Sometimes tension and pressure can build up through the meditation. And so as we come towards the end, it can be nice to just release this and let that tension or pressure just float away. And when we feel ready, we can ask our mind to pull up the state of gratitude for us. And with this state of gratitude, even if it doesn't feel very strong, it's still there. And with this gratitude, we like to take a moment to just thank ourselves for taking this time out of our day to meditate, to sit in awareness, to be mindful of ourselves. There were a lot of things that we could have done with this hour. It's not always easy to come to these meditations. And so it's really important to thank yourself for coming along, for being here, for staying the course. And with this state of gratitude, we're going to take a moment to pick out 3 qualities in ourselves that we're very grateful that we have. And this could be generosity, this could be kindness, this could be friendliness. And we can take a moment to, with this gratitude, to thank somebody who has done something kind or nice for us recently. This could be sending a message to check in on us. This could be somebody giving you a smile as they pass on the street. Doesn't matter if it was a week ago or a month ago or 2 hours ago. It's just nice to utilize this state of gratitude while we have it here. And then when we feel ready, we can ask the mind to bring up the state of loving kindness. Loving kindness is just wishing the best, wishing the very, very best for ourselves and for others who we share this planet with. And so, with this state of loving kindness, we first give ourselves this state of loving kindness. It's okay if it doesn't feel very strong, that doesn't matter, so long as the state of loving kindness is there. We are very deserving of this loving kindness, even if it doesn't feel like it. We're really just wishing the very best for ourselves in the same way that we would for a good friend or a family member. We also just wish the best for ourselves. And we can think of ourselves as our body like an empty tank. And we pour this loving kindness in until our entire body is filled with this loving, warming, gentle, and comforting feeling of love and kindness. And then we can move on to our family, and we can picture our family, those who are related to us, those who aren't, and we just wish to send them the very best and to send them our love and kindness. And we're just wishing them to be free from suffering, to have peace, to have love, and to have joy. And we just do the same for our good friend. We're also just wishing the very best for our friends and our close ones to be free from suffering, to have love, peace, compassion, and joy. We just want to spread this love and kindness to the walls that surround us in the room that we're in. And we like to have comfort in knowing that every time we enter this room again, we'll be greeted with this love and kindness. And we just keep expanding it to every being that's in our room. If we have a pet there or another family member in this building, we are wishing them the very best and passing on our love and kindness to them also. And then we just keep expanding our love and kindness. And we keep sending it out so that it expands to every being on this planet, whether that's a living being like a human or an animal, every living plant, every living organism, every tree, every flower. We just keep sending out this love and kindness until we feel like every being on the planet has been touched by this love and kindness. And we think of those who are living in poverty, living in difficult situations, living in places of conflict. And we wish to send our love and kindness to these people to help ease their suffering in any way. And when we feel like we've reached every living being across the planet, we can then move far beyond that. And we just keep expanding this love and kindness. And we expand it to the sun, the moon, the stars, the ocean. And we just keep expanding until we feel like every star, every cosmos, every planet, every galaxy has been touched by this state of loving kindness. And we can take a moment to just sit with this loving kindness, to just appreciate this feeling, even if it's hard to know or hard to feel. We just sit with it. And when we feel ready to do so, we can slowly Just move the body about. You can rock the body a little. And we can very slowly